guys, Laura with Evolution Pilates Studio here to bring you a reformer flow using the Magic Circle. Today this will be a mixed level flow, so I will be giving modifications for different exercises. That being said, please listen to your body throughout the session, and just if something doesn't feel right for your body for the day or in general, you can eliminate that exercise and just move on to the next exercise when that feels appropriate. Today I'm working on a balanced body studio reformer, so I do have springs on here specific to this machine. It will give spring suggestions throughout the workout, but again, if you're working on a different reformer with different springs and you know your body best, please feel free to adjust those springs for your body and your reformer. When you're ready, grab your ring, grab your reformer, and we will get started. Okay guys, so I'm all set up. I've got my reformer set up with my headrest lifted. My foot bar is up, ready for footwork, and I have 2 heavy and 1 medium spring on my machine. For me, that's 2 red and 1 blue spring. We are going to come down onto our back to start with our ring in hand for footwork. So laying down at the center of your carriage, making sure you have a little space between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Let's take that ring in between our hands and just reach the hands up to the ceiling. We'll start with our heels on the foot bar, sit bone distance apart, and from here, I just want you to inhale into the back of the rib cage, and exhale, give me a little squeeze on the ring. Inhale into the back of the rib cage, you can let that ring expand, and exhale, squeeze the ring in. Beautiful, so every time you squeeze in on that ring, just keep on going with the breath. I want you to think that your exhale and your squeeze on the ring can help you engage your abdominals more. Let that be a reminder to deeply contract your powerhouse. Inhaling and exhaling. The squeeze of the ring is not coming so much from the hands as it is from the chest. So on that exhale, engage all the way from the chest, through the upper arms, through the forearms, and through the fingertips. Let's just do 2 more big breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And last time, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, extending the legs long, exhaling, squeezing the ring. Inhaling out, exhaling in. Your tailbone is heavy on the mat, your spine is long, you're reaching through the top of the head to the wall behind you. Let's do 4 more here. Pulling those pinky toes back towards the shins like you're standing on a platform. Last 2. And last time. Beautiful. Hold the carriage in. Let's just replace our heels with our toes. You're still sit bone distance apart, parallel thighs. Inhale out and exhale, squeeze the ring again. Beautiful. Again, every time you squeeze that ring, you're deepening your connection to your core. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. And last time. This time extend the legs nice and long, heels turn in towards one another, toes are still sit bone distance apart. Lower that ring right in front of your chest so that the elbows are wide. We're going to keep our heels squeezing. As we come in, let's squeeze the ring. As we press out, let's expand the ring. Exhale and inhale. Squeezing those inner thighs together as you extend the carriage. For 4, and 3, marrying your breath and your movements. Last 2, last time. Hold the legs long, lower the heels under, squeeze the ring. Lift the heels up, expand the ring. Lower the heels under, squeeze, expand as you lift. I'd like you to keep some engagement in the glutes even as the heels lower under the foot bar. I'd like you to keep those heels squeezing together even as the heels lower under the foot bar. Let's do 4 more here. And 3, and 2. Last one, little half range movements, a little quicker with a little tiny squeeze on the ring. So we go up and in, and up and in. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep squeezing those glutes. Last 2, last 1. Lift the heels, squeeze the ring, and come all the way in. Very nice job. Let's put our right heel onto the foot bar. Left leg comes into tabletop. You can just hold that ring right at your chest for now. Press the carriage out, give me a squeeze on the ring, and then come on in. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful job. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. Last time. Hold that leg long. Extend your top leg to the ceiling. We're going to take that ring and slip it over our foot. You're just going to hold it onto it with your hands, and we're going to draw little tiny circles around within that magic circle, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. Good. Circles fairly small. That's it. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Reverse your circle for 8, and 7. Check in with your foot that's on the foot bar. Make sure the toes are pointing straight up to the ceiling for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bend your foot bar leg in. Move to your arch instead of your heel, and just reach back behind you and lower your headrest down. From here, we're going to lift our hips up into a single leg bridge. That toe does not touch the ring, and then lower back down. Now, if you're new to this single leg bridging, you can make your range of motion much smaller than this. It can just be a little hover of the hips and a lowering of the hips. Let's do 4 more. Beautiful job. And 3. Last 2. And last one, you have an option. You can either keep your hips down on the mat for another round of leg circles, or keep those hips lifted, circling the leg within the ring for 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. Keep pushing those hips up to the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse for 8, and 7, and 6. Pelvis is steady for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down. Carefully remove that ring. Very nice. Let's move to the other heel. This time around, we're just going to leave that ring above our chest with the arms long. Let's press out and squeeze the ring, and come in and release the squeeze. Beautiful job. Let's do 4 more here. Remember that connection to your core every time you squeeze the ring. Last 2 here. And last time. Beautiful. Extend the carriage back out. Slip your leg within your ring. Just going to adjust my standing heel a little bit. Good. From here, little circles around for 8, and 7, and 6. Pelvis totally steady for 4, 3, 2, reverse for 8, 7, 6, last 4, last 2, and last 1. Come all the way in. Move to the arch of that same standing foot, and let's lift our hips up to the ceiling in a bridge, and lower back down. Remember, you can make this range of motion your own. Last 4 here. And 3. Last time, hips are lifted or they are down on the mat for 8 little circles. 7, and 6. Last 4. Reverse it for 8, and 6, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those hips down. Let's slip that foot out. Beautiful job. So prop yourself up. We are going to reduce our spring tension. So while I'm up here, I'm going to put my headrest back up. I'm going to come down to 1 heavy and 1 medium spring. So I'm just taking off a red, leaving me with 1 red and 1 blue. I'm going to come back down onto the carriage. I'm going to take that ring in between my inner thighs for the moment, above the knee joint, and grab onto my straps. Good. Let me make sure my straps are not twisted. So hands are right above the shoulders. Shins are parallel to the ground. Take a breath, inhale here, and when you exhale, bring those hands down by the side. Now I like to work my arms fairly heavy, sometimes, not always. So if you feel the need to reduce the spring a little bit, please feel free to do that. You could drop off your medium spring and be left with 1 heavy. A nice, smooth, controlled movement. Gentle squeeze on the ring. Your tailbone is heavy. You have a neutral or natural spine. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. And last 2. And last time. I'm going to lift my hands up to knee height, and from here I'm going to push my fingertips forward, lifting the upper body into forward flexion, and then lowering my head, neck, and chest back down. Exhale to lift. I'm adding a little squeeze on the ring. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, reach past the knees. Inhale to lower. Let's do 4 more. Squeeze and reach. And inhale, and squeeze and reach. And inhale, last 2. Last time. Beautiful job. Lower that head down, release that squeeze on the ring slightly. Open your arms out to a T. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, squeeze the ring and bring the pinkies to the hips. Inhale, open, release the squeeze. Exhale, squeeze in. Find that breath. Deepen your belly every time you squeeze the ring. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. And last time. Bring your hands in by your sides. Turn your palms down for arm circles. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, sweep the arms out to the sides. Curl your head, neck, and chest up and give me a squeeze on the ring. Turn your palms down, lower the head down, and release the squeeze. So we open the arms, we curl up and squeeze the ring. We lower the head, we release the squeeze. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's just do 3 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and 2. Very nice. Last time. And beautiful job. Rest your feet for just a moment. Let's reset, and we will reverse our circles. When you're ready, hands up to the ceiling, knees in tabletop. Take a breath, inhale here. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and chest up as you lower the arms down and squeeze the ring. Turn the palms in, circle, and release. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We'll do 3 more here. And 2. And last time. And bring those feet down for a moment. I'm going to put both of my straps in one of my hands just so I can take that ring. I'm going to take a little inner thigh stretch there for a moment. And then I'm going to bring the ring between my ankles, above my ankle bones. Right? So it's not on the bone. I'm going to lift my feet up towards the ceiling. Now if you have very tight hamstrings, please feel free to bend the knees a little bit. I'm going to attempt to keep my legs straight with just enough hold on the ring so that it does not drop. I am not hyper squeezing the ring. From here, I'm going to lift my head, neck, and chest up, curl my head, neck, and chest up, reaching through my fingers, and start my 100. Inhale and exhale. You have the option to bend your knees. And exhale, and inhale, and exhale. For this variation of the 100, I'd like you to see if you can lift your tailbone up off the mat, pressing your low back down. Keep breathing, and a little more squeeze on that ring with the upper inner thighs, not with the ankles or the feet. Let's do 4 more breaths. And 3. Last 2, reach a little higher for me. Last time. And rest. hips away from my foot bar and place my feet in my straps. So you should be on one heavy and one medium spring. If you did reduce, please bring the spring tension back up just a little bit. Let's start with our feet in frog. If it feels comfortable, you can just let that ring rest on your chest. If not, place it down by your side. Knees start directly over the pelvis. The knees are fairly narrow, almost touching the outside of my ropes. Heels are squeezing together, and I'm going to reach my legs out across the room, pointing through the toes, and then flex the feet and bring the legs back in. Reach and push, flex and bend. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Let's do 3 more like this. And 2. And last time. Very nice. Bring your feet in. Now let's take that ring in between the ankles again, above the ankle bones. Your thighs will be more parallel here, so it's almost like we're in a little squat with the knees below the straps. When you're ready, extend those legs long. Give me a little squeeze on the ring through those legs extending, and then bend and release the squeeze. Squeeze and extend. Bend and release the squeeze part way. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Beautiful job. Try to keep your thigh bones fairly parallel to one another. So are my feet. They're parallel, not in external rotation right now. We've got 4 more. And 3. The last 2. Hang on to it. I know it's a lot of inner thighs. Last one. Let's leave those legs long and lift the legs up to the ceiling. Tailbone gets nice and heavy. Feel your femurs drop right into your hip sockets, and then lower those legs forward and down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. And inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Can we just do 4 more here? And 3, breathe through that belly. Last 2. And last time. We have 1 more exercise with the ring here. So hold those legs up fairly close to the ceiling. Give me enough squeeze on the ring so that it feels nice and secure. We're going to take a little circle with both legs over to the left-hand side. The right hip will lift just slightly. Lower them down and forward and around to the other side. Left hip lifts just slightly and then come back center. Let's circle the other way. Feet go to the right, down, around, over to the left, and center. Feet go to the left, down, around, over to the right, and center. If you're familiar with the exercise, the pelvic clock, you are emulating that movement as you stretch those legs around on the bottom half of your clock. Good, so we're going to 9, to 6, to 3, and to 12, and then we're going back to 3, to 6, to 9, and to 12. Let's do 1 more each direction. And last time through. Very nice job. I'm going to take that ring out, thank goodness. Bend my knees. I'm going to rest my ring right by the side of the reformer. I can easily grab it if need be. Widen my knees and take a beautiful inner thigh stretch here, grabbing onto my straps to assist that stretch. Nice job. Okay, from here I'm going to take my headrest down again. Heels together, knees apart. I'm going to shift myself so I have a little more room between my shoulders and my shoulder blocks. Let's start just extending the legs, lifting the toes over the nose, letting the hips rise up off of the carriage, bending the knees towards the shoulder blocks, and then rolling the spine down. For this variation, let's keep our heels close to our glutes and roll down like a little ball. Once your tailbone goes heavy, extend those legs out. Lift those toes over the nose, bend the knees, and roll the spine down like a little ball. We'll do 2 more here. Trying to maintain tension on my springs, no matter where I am in the movement. My feet are pressing slightly forward to keep my hamstrings and glutes engaged. Good. If you have that ring handy, you are welcome to take it back in between the inner thighs for short spine with the ring. If that does not feel appropriate for you, let's just do 3 more regular short spine. Okay. So that ring again is above my ankle bones. My knees are going to start right over my hips. I'm going to extend my legs forward and out. Gentle squeeze on the ring. Lift the toes above my nose. Bend the knees towards the shoulder blocks and roll down like a little ball. Let's do 2 more. Extend. Roll up and over. Bend and roll. Last time, extend. Up and over. Bend and roll. Remove that ring. Place it down by the side of your reformer. Let's take our feet wide and take 1 more beautiful inner thigh stretch. You can flex your feet or point your toes. You can add gentle pressure downwards with your hands on your thighs or your calves. Relax your tailbone, relax your shoulders. Good, when you're ready, let's bend those knees back in. We'll slip our hands into our loops, bring our feet to our foot bar, and place our straps back on our pegs. From here, let's prop ourselves up. I'm gonna reduce my spring weight again, this time to 1 heavy spring, so 1 red spring for me. And we will come to kneeling, facing side. Good. Now you have another option here. If you have a box, you could always put your box onto the reformer and sit on the box as opposed to doing this exercise kneeling. I'm going to grab my front strap in my hand and then wrap my hand around my ring. I am sitting down on my heels for the moment. My knees are hips distance apart and my toes are together behind me. From here, I'm just going to rotate towards my riser and then rotate towards my foot bar. The ring is fairly close to my chest here. I'm trying to keep even weight on both of my heels through my sit bones, and I'm just rotating through the waist. So again, I'm trying to keep a consistent squeeze on the ring, and the ring right in front of my sternum. You can stay here seated on the heels or seated on the box, but if you'd like to, you can, as you turn towards the foot bar, lift up and rotate, come down and sit. Come up and rotate, press the pelvis forward, come down and sit. Let's do 4 more. As you rise off those heels, squeezing the glutes, pressing the pelvis forward. Last 2 here. And 1 more time. Very nice job. Let's stay up on our knees, extend those arms long, and then long arm rotation towards the foot bar, long arm rotation back. If this feels like too much, just feel free to bend those elbows a little bit. Let's do 3 more here. Exhaling. And 2. And last time through. Bring that ring right in front of the chest. Let's bring the ring in towards our chest and then press it away and see if you can get that carriage to move a little bit by squeezing the ring and keeping the ring right in front of the sternum. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. The carriage will not move very much, by the way. It's just a tiny bit. Last 3. Even weight through both knees. Last 2. And 1 more to go. Very nice job. Okay, from here we are just going to quarter turn to face the front of the reformer. I'm going to have my toes tucked up against the shoulder blocks. And very carefully, I am going to reach behind me and grab my other strap and put both of my hands around my ring. Let's just start by pressing that ring forward and then bending the elbows. And pressing the ring forward and bending the elbows. So you can stay here, hips sitting on the heels throughout. If you would like to, you can propel those hips forward as you extend the ring, find balance on your knees, and then control the movement back down. Pressing forward and up, squeezing the glutes, finding a long spine, and lowering. Let's do 4 more here. And last one. Stay lifted on the knees. Feel free to bring that ring a little bit closer to your chest. I'm going to release my toes onto my headrest here. From here, I'm going to lean my body back on one diagonal line and then stand back up on my knees. Beautiful. So it's a very small movement. This is a variation of thigh stretch. You can stay here with the hands right in front of the chest. If you wanted to, you could bring those arms nice and long in front of you, and we could do this again, leaning the body back in one nice long line and pressing the ring forward as we stand. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 3 more here. Squeeze those glutes. And 2. And 1 more time. Beautiful job. Sit down on your heels. Let's put one strap back on our peg and then quarter turn again to face the other direction. So I'm kneeling on the other side. I have my one strap around the ring and my hands on the ring. From here, even weight through both sit bones. Let's rotate with the ring close to the chest and rotate back. Keeping the ring in line with the sternum, exhaling as we twist towards the foot bar. Inhaling as we release. Exhaling as we twist. Inhaling as we release. Let's do 3 more. Reminder to let the shoulder blades slide down the back because I just noticed that mine were rising up towards my ears. Let's do 2 more here. Exhaling and inhaling. Last time. Option to stay here, or if you'd like to rise up on the knees as you rotate. Come back down as you rotate back towards the risers. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Last 2. And last time. Very nice job. Extend those arms in front of you. Rotate back towards the risers with long arms. Exhale, rotate through the rib cage to bring the ring towards the foot bar. Last 3. And 2. 1 more time. Bring that ring right back in front of the chest. Let's bend the elbows, bringing the ring right around our chest and then pressing the ring forward, seeing if we can get that carriage to move just a tiny bit. Inhaling, exhaling, little squeeze on the ring. Last 3. And 2. And last time. Beautiful job. Let's have a seat. Place that strap back. Good. I'm going to reduce my spring to 1 medium spring. So I'm just on 1 blue. And I'm going to come on over onto my hands and my knees facing back. The ring is only optional here. If you'd like, you can take the ring with one cushion down onto the headrest. The other hand will go on top. If you don't want to use the ring, this hand instead is going to go on your shoulder block, okay, which is much more stable. Then we're going to grab onto one strap, choke up on that strap, and bring that hand down to the shoulder block just so we can get nice and situated. Knees underneath the hips, one hand on the ring or the shoulder block, nice long spine, and then we're just going to pull our elbow up towards our ribs for a tricep extension. So we extend and we bend that elbow. I've got firm pressure downward on my ring to aid my balance. And I'm moving nice and smoothly through the spring. This is challenging. And 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. Last time, can we hold that arm extended and lower our long arm down and lift our long arm back up for 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And last time. Beautiful job. Let's carefully place that strap back. You still have the same hand on the ring or on the shoulder block. I'm going to take my opposite leg back behind me, above the foot bar if possible. Below the foot bar is always an option as well. And we are just going to give little tiny pushes down on the ring if you are holding it. Good for 8 and 7 and 6. Last 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Let's bring that knee back down. We'll switch out our hands, grabbing onto the other strap, choking up on the strap as high as you would like to. Adjust your knees till you feel nice and stable. My toes are hooked over the back of my reformer to add a little bit of balance there. When you feel like you're in proper form, nice long spine, draw the elbow up by the rib, and now let's extend and bend the elbow. Nice and smooth for 4 and 3. Belly is braced, last 2. And last time, hold the arm long, lower that long arm down and lift it back up. For 4 and 3. And last time through. Carefully bring your arm back forward, replacing that strap on the peg. Let's adjust ourselves so we can bring our other leg back above or below the foot bar. Hips are square, belly is braced. And let's just do some little presses in on that ring. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring both knees down. I'm going to add on a heavy spring again. So I have a heavy and a medium. You could always do just one heavy. From here, I'm going to stand up, lift my headrest back up, and I'm very carefully going to step inside the well of my reformer. I'm going to take my ring and place it in between my ankles. I'm stepping fairly back towards the back edge of my reformer. I don't have much space behind me, but I do have a little bit. And I'm then going to lean over and grab onto the outside of my shoulder blocks. I'm in a nice deep squat here. Shoulders are away from the ears. The belly is pulling in, and I'm firmly pressing my inner feet down to the ground. So having that ring in between the ankles can make some people pronate the feet, and I'm just ensuring that I have equal weight from big toe to pinky toe side of the foot. From here, brace through the belly. Exhale and pull the carriage towards you. Inhale and release. Exhale and pull. Inhale and release. Elbows pulling back right to the hips. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3. Last time, hold those elbows back. Halfway release and pull again. Halfway release and pull again. Let's do 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Last one, full extension of the arms. Last round for 6. Squeeze in on that ring. And 4. Last 2. And last time, last little half squeezes. So we come halfway out and in. Halfway out and in for 4. And 3. And 2. And last time, extend those arms long. Good, and just take a nice little forward fold. Beautiful job here. Remove that ring. I'm going to step out of the well for a moment. Just for a moment though, I'm going to take off my red spring, so I'm left with just one blue, one medium. Coming back to stand in my well, I'm going to take my right heel and hook it over the back of the shoulder block. So this is very balancy, right? My hands are on the outside of my ring and my gaze is right through it. I'm trying to square off my pelvis so that my hips are parallel to the floor. And then I'm just going to drive that heel in and out here a little bit. It's not a particularly large movement. We are working primarily on balance and stability through the body. Exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale. Let's do 4 more, and 3, forward. Carefully slip that foot back down, and we'll just switch right over to the other side. So we'll hook our other heel on the back of the shoulder block, hands extend in front of us, square that pelvis, draw the navel up and in, and then just give me a little pull and release. And again, little pull and release, pulling the pinky toe back towards the shin. And we'll do 4 more here. Steady gaze, steady breath. Last 3. Last 2. And 1 more time. Carefully step down and step out of your well. Very nice job, guys. From here, I'm just going to place my ring right down on my carriage. I am leaving my springs the way they are. You could exchange for a heavier spring to add a little more stability. My hands are coming down on my foot bar. I'm going to step up on my carriage so that my feet are approximately in the center, but wide enough that, again, I can take that ring in between the ankles, above the ankle bones again. For elephant, so I'm going to push my heels down into the ground, make sure my feet are narrow enough that I feel a connection to the ring, all the way up into my core. And then I'm going to tuck my tailbone under, rounding through the spine, puffing up the back of the ribs, and letting the crown of my head drop down. My weight is in my heels. I'm going to inhale and let my heels drop as the carriage extends. Exhale, puff up the back of the ribs and feel the heels drop down even more as I come home. Inhale out. Exhale, pull and squeeze that ring. Inhale out. Exhale, pull and squeeze that ring. Let's do 4 more here. Round spine. And 3. Drop those heels. Last 2. And last time. Very nice job. Carefully take that ring out. We are going to step inside the ring very cautiously and take the ring on the outside of the ankles just to feel the difference in where we are activating. You could step back a little bit further in your carriage for this variation. I'd like you to have a long back, so tailbone and crown of head in line. Nice long spine. Your weight is still in your heels, and now you're pressing out on the ring. Inhale out. Exhale, lift the tailbone as you pull the carriage home. Inhale out. Exhale in. And we will do 4 more. Last 2. And 1 more time. Very nice job. I'm going to gently come down and put on an extra heavy spring. So I'm on one heavy and one medium. Then I'm going to very carefully walk my heels back to my shoulder blocks. My heels are halfway up the shoulder blocks. I still have outward pressure on that ring. I'm going to bring my shoulders forward of my wrists, coming right into long stretch. Make sure you have a good connection of your heels against those shoulder blocks. Inhale out. And exhale, press out into the ring with your outer hips as you come in. Inhale out. And exhale, press out into the ring as you come in. Let's do 4 more. Your range of motion is your choice. The last 2. And last time. Press out a little bit away from the carriage to a point that feels like you can hold for a moment. And we are just going to hold there, pressing outward into the ring, finding as much length from the crown of the head to the heels as we can. Hold and squeeze in your core for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come all the way in. Carefully lower those knees down to the carriage. I'm going to remove my ring and place it anywhere that's out of the way. Feet against the shoulder blocks now. Good. From here, pressing your pelvis forward. And let's just do down stretch. It should feel so good to just press the carriage out and lift up through the sternum as you come in. Inhale out. And exhale, pull it in. Find the full expression of your movement for today. And we shall do 3 more. And last time. Pull yourself all the way home. Keep lifting up, 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 up through that sternum. Get the carriage all the way to park. And hold here for 5, 4. Slide the shoulder blades down. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Very nice. So I'm going back down to my one heavy spring. I'm going to step off to the side of my carriage and bring my inside foot against my shoulder block for lunging. Now you have the option to have both hands on the foot bar throughout. I am going to be holding the ring throughout, which is a little more balancy. So I'm going to float my back knee off of the reformer. I'm going to bring both hands around the ring and extend my arms forward. Lift up through the low belly here. Feel a stretch to the front of the back hip flexor, and when you're ready, sink down into a lunge, letting the back leg straighten, and then pull yourself back up and squeeze the ring. Inhale, open the ring, and exhale, squeeze and close. Lengthen through the back of the neck, and we'll do 3 more here. And 2. Last time. Sink down into your lunge. Rotate the ring towards your front knee. Stay here, find that balance, and now lift and lower the ring. Overhead and down for 3, and 2, and 1. Adding on if you would like, we're going to lift the ring up and circle it over to the left. Lift the ring up, circle it over to the right, and come down into our lunge. So we circle and lift. We circle and lower. We circle and lift like a rainbow, right? And last 2 here. And last time. Very nice job. Come all the way up and in. Carefully step off of your carriage and let's walk around to the other side. So again, your hands can be on your foot bar or around the ring. Inside foot goes against the shoulder block. Make sure you have a good connection there. Outside foot is in line with the foot bar. Good. Float that back knee. Grab onto your ring if you are using it. Find your balance and control first. When you are ready, press that carriage out and pull the carriage in. Give me a little squeeze on the ring. Inhale out. Keep lifting up through that low belly. 3 more here. And 2. And 1 more time. Good, come down into your lunge. Rotate towards your front knee. Option to have one hand down on the foot bar here. And then we'll lift the ring up and lower the ring down for 4. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. Let's do that rainbow. So as we pull the carriage in, we'll rainbow the ring over towards the carriage. And then as we press the carriage out, we'll rainbow it towards our front knee. Up and over. Up and over. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And last time. Very nice job. Come all the way up. Beautiful. I'm going to come down. Actually, before I come down, I'm going to take that ring around my outer thighs, and then I'm going to kneel on the reformer, nice and close to my foot bar. Just going to wiggle myself over. There's a little gentle pressure out on that ring. The ring is optional. And then my one hand is coming down into the foot bar. I've got gentle pressure outward on the ring. From here, press the carriage out as you float your top arm up and over, and then stack the spine. And again, up and over, and stack the spine. 3 more here. Beautiful, finding some beautiful length through that side body. Last 2. And last one, let's hold the carriage out in that lateral flexion, and now just rotate the rib cage slightly forward, the top of the ribs. Reach more through the pinky side of your hand. Let the crown of your head reach towards your pinky, and just hold that beautiful stretch here, pulling your hip back in space to find more length from the hip to the fingers. Just hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully coming up, we are going to pivot to the other side as gracefully as possible, of course. Bringing that ring around the thighs as an option. Drip your fingertips down to the foot bar, and let's reach up and over. Both knees equally weighted in the carriage, pressing slightly out into that ring. And we'll do 3 more here. And 2. Last time, let's hold it up and over. Good. Increase the tension out on the ring. Let's rotate our top rib cage forward, reaching more through the pinkies, and then pull our top hip back. Finding all that stretch, and just hold here, breathing into the top ribs for 4. And 3. Last 2. And last time through. Come all the way up to stand. Very nice job. We will carefully remove that ring from our thighs and have a seat. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. Hope you enjoyed that class of the Magic Circle. Make sure you subscribe. Feel free to leave comments and questions below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you again next time. Thank you. See ya.